Hi, this is Karen. Welcome to my channel. I am with inspiredbygram.com. I'm also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and today I'm going to show you, this is my Craft Fair Series 2019 episode number 4, and we're going to be making today these little holders and a tag to hold our hand sanitizers. Now let me bring in the hand sanitizer I have. This one I purchased at the Dollar Tree. They come 3 to a pack, and so I'll get 3 lavender scents all in one pack. There's also another one here. I think this is like an aloe kind, and this is like maybe lemon. I just don't remember. Yeah, this is lemon scent. And this one is, doesn't really say on it. Oh no, aloe and, yeah, aloe scent. So we're going to be making the hand sanitizer using the lavender scent. These are a Surd brand, and again, they come 3 to a box. So these are all the ones I have made for my upcoming craft fair. I have designed the little box, added a little nice little butterfly embellishment, which I also purchased at the Dollar Tree like a couple years ago. And some tags here with the ribbon. So some of the ribbon is here from Stampin' Up. Some of it is from my grandma's stash. So my episode today is also use up your stash. So that's what we're going to do today. Let me put those aside. And we're going to bring in my Stampin' trimmer. This is from Stampin' Up. I've got so much stuff on my desk here, so hopefully can't see the disaster, but I see it's crafting creativeness. So anyway, this is a piece of retired specialty paper. This is Painted with Love specialty paper. It is two-sided. I like to use two-sided paper in any of these projects. So I'm going to show you how to cut the paper, score it, and also make 4 tags. Super simple with the scallop tag topper punch and also the detailed trio punch. So to create the box for the hand sanitizer, we are going to cut this paper at 4.5. Now, if you had directional paper, so you would want to make sure that the directional is you're looking at it and it's going the proper way at the 4.5-inch cut mark. So I'm just going to take my Stampin' trimmer, line it up on the 4.5 mark. I'm going to find my cutting blade and I'm going to cut a straight line down. Save this because we're going to use it for our tags. Now we're going to flip this over and we're going to cut it at the 5.5 mark. Okay, save this because you can make another box out of your for your hand sanitizer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove that scoring blade out of the way. We don't want to make a mistake here. What I love about the Stampin' Up! Trimmer is that it has a 1.25-inch score line or a mark here. So, and that's exactly where we're going to be scoring. So we're going to be scoring at 1.25, and this is along the 4.5 line. Okay, let me just bring this down a little bit. And we're going to score 1.25, rotate our paper, and again, score at 1.25. Now you've got to decide what you want for your box bottom, what end of the paper. So I'm going to choose this end. We are going to score at 1 inch on this side, and just give it a nice little score. We're going to rotate this around, and we're going to look for the 2 1/4 inch scoring or measurement mark, and we're going to score. So that is all we need for the box. So now we're going to create our tag. Since we have our trimmer here, we're taking in the paper that we just used. We are going to cut a piece that is 2 by 12 inches. Our paper is 12 by 12, so it's super simple. And we're just going to cut that right up. And we'll set this aside because you can use it for 2 more boxes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our scallop tag topper punch, and we are simply, again, if you had a directional, you want to make sure it's going correctly. We're going to just slide this in. This is 2 inches, so we're just going to slide it all the way in and punch it, and it creates this awesome scallop at the top here. So now what we're going to do, again, I'm mass producing, so this is how I mass produce. So then I'm going to cut this. I'm lining this up at the 2 3/4 inch mark, and I'm just going to go cut straight down. Put this aside. Again, we're going to do the scallop tag topper punch, slide it in, punch, and cut. All right, we got 2 more to make. And every tag is going to be different because of the paper. So we just punch that in, cut at the 2 3/4 mark, punch this in, or actually slide it in, punch, and cut. And this is the only piece of waste that you have and whatever you've just punched here. So we'll get that out of the way, put it in my recycle bin. And we are done with the scallop tag topper punch. So Awesome Punch, you can find this on my online store. All right, so now we are also done with a trimmer. So let me just make way here for some room. We are going to now corner round these. So if you have, I have the detailed trio punch. This punch is 3 different designs here. We want the corner rounder here. And we're just going to slide this in. Make sure you can feel that it's all the way in, and give it a nice little punch, and you've got your corner rounded on your cardstock. All right, so there's that. If you don't have the detailed trio punch, you could use the envelope punch board from Stampin'. That also has a corner rounder on it, which is great. And if you have the retired Project Life punch, which I have here, you can simply just use that one, but that's only if you have it. You can't purchase that anymore on the store, but I have it just because I still do use it, but I'm also using the detailed trio punch as well. All right, so that's our last. All right, so we've got 4 tags ready to go, and we'll put this away, put that in the recycle bin. Now I'm going to bring in some Berry Burst. Again, this is retired ribbon, so I'm using up my stash, and this goes really nicely with any of those ribbons here, or the tags. So I'm just going to use my desk here, and I need my ribbon scissors here, and that's about probably, I don't know, 12 inches or so of ribbon. And I'm going to just fold this in half. And I guess I'm just going to use this tag here. All right, so now I'm just going to slide that ribbon through and use my fingers to create an opening and slide that through and pull it through and just move it up there like that. So you've got your ribbon all set to go. So when I'm mass producing, I do all my steps at this, next. So I would cut 3 more pieces of ribbon and tie the ribbon around, and then go on to the next step. So I'm not going to do those 3 tags. This is how you do it. All right. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to find this middle box here. We also want to know, this is my advice to you, is find the expiration date, because these do all have expiration dates on them, and they're on the bottom. So this says expires 9/30/2021. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this on the bottom of the box, and you can barely see it. I don't think you could be able to see it on the camera, but I'll try to bring it up a little bit closer. That way, when I'm at the craft fair, I know when my product expires, and I don't have to take the package all apart to figure out if this is expired or not, because you don't want to be selling expired product. So that's, I don't know if you can see this, but it does say expired 9/30/21. So just a suggestion for you to do that. Now we're going to create the box. So we are going to bring in my bone folder here, and we're just going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, just one more here. All right, so we are done with that. Now what we want to do is we want to make slits up the score lines here. Oops, I don't want to use my ribbon scissors. Those are just for ribbon. I don't want them to dull. All right, so I'm just going to cut right up here and here. Turn it around, and I'm going to cut right here and here. So now I want to remove some bulkiness. So I'm just going to cut about 1/4 inch off this flap here. Doesn't have to be exact, just approximately. All right, so this is what our box looks like. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'll turn it this way. These are the flaps that will go up. Okay, and then we're going to put our tear and tape on next. So let me get that in here. And just find the end. And all you really need is about, and this is an inch. I think it's 1.25 inches. So we're just going to tear off about 1 inch. It doesn't have to be exact. And I'm just going to put that on that side and this side. Now what you're going to do is turn it over, and we're going to put your tear and tape down here. Now if you don't have tear and tape, you can use score tape or whatever you have, red line tape. It has to be something that's very, very strong. Regular adhesive probably won't work in this. ATG would probably work. So whatever you have in your stash. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the backings from just these two for right now. And now we're going to fold this up. So this one, the one that you cut, goes underneath, and the side panel of your box matches up with the bottom of that score line here. If you go over, if it doesn't match, I'm going to show you how to trim that up. My cat just visited me, so I'm sure you probably can hear Fuzzy meowing. All right, so we just line that one up and then just give it a nice little press with your fingers. Now we're just going to remove the backing from the inside section here. Now this is the front of your box, so that's why we want this to look nice. So we're going to line up that score line and bring it around to the edge of there. And have a nice little press. And again, this side as well. Okay, so that's pretty sturdy. And I like the specialty paper because it is a sturdy box and it holds nicely. Don't use the real thin paper. If you do use the thin paper, you're going to need to create your box with cardstock and then apply your paper. So now what you're going to do is you're going to angle cut. Let me just bring in one of these boxes here. All right, so where is it? Okay, here's one. So here's what I'm talking about angle cutting, because what this does, if you have a full box, you won't be able to see the side of your product. So I decided, with the help from my friend Karen, her name is also Karen, she had said, why don't you angle cut it? So that's what I did, and I appreciated her comment. So shout out to Karen. And we're just going to angle cut from the top to the corner right there where it matches up. Just be careful that you don't cut the bottom of the box. Okay, you don't want to do that because that will show. And again, on the other side as well. All right, those you don't need. Throw them in your recycle bin. So here's our box with our expiration date. So let's bring in our hand sanitizer. Now you can put this in here if you want and just let it be loose. I don't like that. So what I do is I use a Stampin' Dimensional from Stampin' Up. And I add it to right above here on the front side of that bottle, but on the bottom so you can't see it. And I just remove that backing. Bring in my box and I slide it right up to the top, and I'm giving it a press right where that dimensional is. So that just nicely secures it. I know it's not secure on the back, but that's okay. You also want to make sure that your caps are tight. You don't want this product to leak. All right, so now we're going to use, one other step is I wanted to put an embellishment on the front here because I thought it looked a little plain, but I wanted to do something that was inexpensive and really easy. So these are stickers from Dollar Tree, Drop brand. There's 9. They come 9, and as you can see, I've used quite a few. I've had these for a couple years. I'm not sure if they still sell them, but this is the information on the back side. I will also put it in my description on the below so you can see the number and maybe just try to go to dollartree.com and see if they have them if you want to use these butterflies. But they are stickers. So I'm just going to peel off one of these stickers. Again, I'm looking for something really super quick to put together. And it's all sticky on the back side. And I'm just going to put this right on the front here. So it just makes a nice little embellishment. All right, so we'll set those aside. And the next thing is packaging. So I'm going to show you how I packaged up all these. I used something from my stash that I've had for a couple of years. I'm going to call these vase bags because I don't have the original packing that they came in. But I believe I did buy them from Walmart a couple of years ago. So I'm not sure if they still have them or not. But they look like vases. So that's what we're using. So we'll put those aside. And if you notice, I use a binder clip to keep these together. So when I'm looking for in my stash, I know these are all together and this is how many I have left. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to slide in this hand sanitizer that's really nicely decorated. These bags are fairly tight, so use whatever you have in your stash for bags. Oh my goodness, it's slippery too. All right, so there we go. All right, so I've got the hand sanitizer in the bag. Now I'm going to bring in some shred, and this is the white decorative shred that you can purchase from the Dollar Tree. All I do is I use about 3 or 4 pieces. So this bag is super tight, and it's a little bit hard to put the shred in. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I came up with. You kind of just need something to help push that down. You can use a ruler or whatever, but I looked over and I saw, hey, look, I got a Marks a Lot permanent marker. That works super easy. It's a circle kind of, it's round, and it works good. So, and of course, I've got a piece of shred right there. We don't want that in the front, so let me just move that over. Again, use my marker. Whatever works for you, it makes it easy in your life. Just use what you got. All right, again, I'm just going to take maybe 3 pieces of shred, and I'm going to put shred on the other side. And the reason why I put this in there is because, again, a suggestion from my crafting friend Karen. She said, why don't you add some shred? Because I didn't have shred in there, and she was right. It just needed a little bit of something to make it festive. So, again, I'm just using the marker here to press it down. All right, that looks super good. Now we're going to bring in our tag, and we're going to create the sentiment. So the stamp sets I used for the sentiment, and I use quite a few different sentiments when I'm making, like, mass producing. We're going to be using Sending Love and Hugs to You. But I also used Live Every Moment, Laughed Every Day, Love with All Your Heart. And also I used a bunch of sentiments from the Jar of Love. So let me show you quickly how I do that. So what I do is, here's my ink pad and my stamp we're going to be using today. But then I just get all my blocks lined up, and they're all mounted on here. So I don't like to do the same sentiment. So I love to have options for my customers. So this is what I do. I just stamp, maybe 6 of different ones in the same color and go for it. So we are going to be using the Mary Merlot Classic Stampin' Pad from Stampin' Up. It's a nice little maroon color. And I'm also going to bring in a piece of Whisper White scrap. Let's use up what we have, and just going to ink it up and stamp. Isn't that beautiful? I just love the font, love the sentiment here. So now we are done with our stamping. Just close this up, and I'm going to bring in 2 circle punches. One is the 1 3/8 punch, and one is the 1 1/2. So to punch out these little sentiment, I'm using 1 3/8 punch, and it fits perfectly within that sentiment. And you can keep this or recycle it. I'm going to recycle it. I'm bringing in the 1 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm bringing in a piece of Mary Merlot cardstock from Stampin' Up. Just going to punch that out, and we are almost done here. So let me just bring in my adhesive, and we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive on the back side of that circle. Match it up, and that just gives a nice little border here. Again, a little bit more adhesive, and now just bring in our tag, and we're just going to center it here. Give it a nice little love, little press it down, and we're all set. And see, I just love the Stampin' Up paper because it's 2-sided, and it just looks gorgeous. All right, so we are almost superset done. All right, so now what we're gonna do, last step is to tie on the tag, and I'm just going to, sorry, I was totally out of the camera there probably. We're just gonna tie that tight, and I like my tags actually to be on the right side, so I'm just gonna move that around. And then tie a knot in the back, tie a knot in the front. Tie it tight, not too tight that where it's gonna rip your tag. And now we're just gonna tie a bow. Make that loop a little bit bigger. Bring it around. And now I'm just going to fix up that. Bring in my ribbon scissors. And we're just gonna angle cut these, shorten them a little bit. I think they're just a little bit too long. There we go. Okay. So super quick, well not quick, but when you're mass producing it is. I actually did probably 30 of these already. So, and I'm just gonna, that's all I have for right now. So here's our nice little box, very, very cute, festive with the decorative shred and a nice little embellishment on here. Didn't cost too much. And our nice little tag. So I'm gonna price these. I know you're gonna ask. I'm gonna price them for $3 a piece or 2 for $5. And I'm gonna see how they go because I haven't sold this size hand sanitizer. I've sold a smaller one. And I'll link that video in description in the description box below on my YouTube channel. So that's what I'm gonna try. I don't know if it'll go or not, but I hope so. I hope I sell them. They sell well at $3. I'll let you know. But again, let me just bring in all the ones I have, and I just have them in a basket right now. How I arrange these on my craft fair table, I'm going to put them in a crate. I use I have like 10 wooden crates that I have purchased over time and have stained them so they look real nice. But I'm just gonna put them in like it's in the crate and line them up with just all different kinds of sentiments. You can see here, I've got thanks, I've got live every moment, laugh every day, love with all your heart, hello. I like this one too. This is really fun. Throw kindness around like confetti. So why don't we do that today? Let's throw lots of kindness around, and I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. And for your crafting needs, you can visit my online store at inspiredbygram.com. Thanks for watching and have a fabulous day.